this lecture, we start with magnetism. The magnetic field of the earth is something like this. The earth behaves as if a very strong magnet, bar magnet, is placed inside it. Of course, there is no bar magnet, but the lines of force or the magnetic field lines that we draw, they indicate that the field is dipolar. The magnetic field at any point on the earth is defined by three elements. What are these elements? This declination d, horizontal component h, and the angle of dip or inclination. I show you in a moment. Remember that the magnetic field of the earth has no regular pattern, and all these elements vary with time. They are not fixed, they are not constant, they keep on varying with time. And if you want to find out the magnetic elements at your place, please visit this website www.ngdc.noaa.gov, and you can feed the coordinates of your place and you would get all the elements. I will show you that how I have got the elements at Delhi. The line joining the magnetic north and magnetic south of the earth is called the magnetic meridian. This red line is called the magnetic meridian. But what is a meridian? We have to learn this from spherical trigonometry. You see, any circle on a sphere which passes through the center of the sphere, any plane circle passing through the center of the sphere is called a great circle. For example, equator is a great circle because the plane of the equator passes through the center of the earth. Horizon is another great circle because the plane of the horizon passes through the center of the earth. Then a line joining or a circle joining, half circle joining n with s is called a meridian. It is a half of a great circle. The full will be a great circle. The meridian is only half of a great circle, and this meridian you are familiar because this gives you the longitude of your place and therefore, the time of your place with respect to the universal time. So, the meridian through the north and south poles of the earth is called the geographic meridian. This is the geographic meridian, and if we have north magnetic pole and south magnetic pole, then the meridian through that would be the magnetic meridian. And the angle, say here I show you the magnetic meridian, and this is the geographic meridian at a given place. The angle between the geographic meridian and the magnetic meridian is called the declination. That is, if this is the geographic meridian and this is the, I have shown you earlier that there is an angle between the magnetic axis and the earth's rotation axis, this angle is declination. The angle between the two planes, magnetic meridian and geographic meridian, is called the declination. In the magnetic meridian, the horizontal component of the magnetic field is noted by H, the vertical component is noted by V, and the total field is F, that is V square plus H square under root. And the angle between H and F is called the angle of dip or inclination. So, the three elements at a given place are D, H and I. The declination, the angle between the magnetic meridian and the geographic meridian, 1, the horizontal component of the earth's field, and the angle between the horizontal component and the total magnetic field. That angle is the dip, angle of dip. That means, the total field is in this direction, and we can resolve this into two components, horizontal component and vertical component, through this angle I, the inclination. Same relationship I show here with a little more details of geography. And what is the angle of dip? If I have a needle, magnetic needle, which is free to move in a vertical plane, then at a given place it will settle at a certain inclination. This magnetic needle has settled at an inclination I. I is the angle of dip at that place, angle of dip or angle of inclination. The other two elements are d and h. The horizontal component of the earth's field is denoted by h and the vertical component by v. The angle between h and f is called the dip or inclination. The figure shows you the magnetic field intensity around the earth in 2005. You can go to this site and see this map, and what you see is that there is no set pattern or any discernible pattern that this horizontal component has, and this is because of the fact that magnetic field keeps varying all the time. The strength of the earth's magnetic field is around 0.5 into 10 to the power 4 minus 4 Tesla or 0.5 Gauss. Gauss is another unit of magnetic field. To give you an idea of the various elements of the field, their approximate values at Delhi are given here. You see, I have found these values from this site. So, you can do for your own place. At Delhi, the declination is 1 degree, horizontal component is 0.34 Gauss, vertical component is also equal because declination is almost 0, and the f is 0.5, inclination or dip is 45 degrees, that is why h and v are equal. All these values are changing with time, though not regularly. You see, they change, but not regularly. For example, declination changes at a rate of 1.4 minutes per year. So, this shows that the earth's field is variable, and you can see from this figure, this magenta line shows you how the north pole of the earth has drifted in the last so many years. You can see this magenta line, you see it started from here. So, you can see the magnetic field varies and its north pole wanders around. At present, its location is roughly this. Again, all these details are given on this website. The important thing is, or interesting rather, not important, interesting thing is that for so many last so many years people have done experiments, they measured the magnetic field of the earth and it is decreasing. That is what gives rise to the fear that it may be flipping. You see, in the past the earth's magnetic field has flipped many times. I will show you this. The minerals which contain iron at a particular time in the history of the earth, they fix the magnetic field at that time. So, by studying the volcanic rocks in the earth, we can find out the direction of the magnetic field, and that is what I am trying to show you here. In the Atlantic Ocean, there is a ridge in the middle of the ocean. This is called the ridge, central ridge. And what is this ridge? What does this tell us? At this place, the magma from the earth, from the place just below the earth's surface is coming up. Magma, you know, is the thing that comes out of volcanoes, and then when it comes out, it cools and then it becomes rock, and the minerals in this rock can record the direction of the magnetic field. So, if you study the rocks around this ridge, you can find what the direction of the magnetic field has been in the past. So, this is the ridge, on the edge is on this side and on this side. This is the present moment, and you can see these stripes. These stripes are this is the normal polarity so called, and the light blue ones show the reverse polarity. So, you can see it has reversed from normal to reverse, normal to reverse, and so on. So, in the past there have been several such reversals of the earth's magnetic field. Here the magma is coming up, and this, when it cools, then it solidifies the magnetic field at that time. The age bands preserved in the oceanic crust can be matched with the patterns of magnetic striping. the earth possesses a magnetic field which acts rather like a bar magnet with the earth. This magnetic field possesses north and south magnetic poles, all that I have told you, which are located approximately at the geographic poles of rotation. When magma is injected along the mid ocean ridge and cools, the iron bearing minerals within the magma align themselves according to the earth's magnetic field. So, they preserve a record of the orientation of the earth's magnetic field at the time of crystallization, and this is shown here, and we see that there have been several reversals in the past. The field is decreasing. It has been observed by the British Geological Survey that the field is decreasing since about 1840, and therefore, now people are asking questions. There are in fact popular articles in newspapers, magazines, whether the earth is going through one of its reversals. If we look at the trend in the strength of the magnetic field over this time, we can see a downward trend. We also know from studies of the magnetization of minerals in ancient clay pots that the earth's magnetic field was approximately twice as strong in Roman times, that is about 2000 years back. Observations like this have prompted people to inquire if a reversal of Earth's magnetic field is imminent. Of course, nothing can be said about the time of actual reversal. What we do now is that magnetic north pole was at the geographic south pole a million years ago. It was at the south pole. This map shows how, starting about 789,000 years ago, the north pole wandered around the Antarctic, and then it goes and settles in the north, with the north magnetic pole in the Arctic. Image courtesy University of California, Berkeley. I have taken the image from there. You can also go to this website and see this map in greater detail. What is happening? The Earth's north pole was at this point in the Antarctic and geographic south, and this wandered around this for some time, and within a short time it flipped from the south to north, geographic south to geographic north. And since questions are asked about the earth undergoing a reversal of magnetic field, there are also worries whether it would affect us. There are generally questions about the dangers of magnetic reversal. So, to the best of our knowledge at the moment, we can say the following: no geological or biological records have been found indicating large scale catastrophes on the earth. In the past, there have been no catastrophes associated with the reversals, neither geological catastrophes nor biological catastrophes. However, our modern power grid system could be damaged by the currents produced by decreasing magnetic fields. Remember that if the flux of the magnetic field decreases, then EMF is generated. So, if this magnetic field is decreasing, there is a change of flux, and therefore, there can be currents, and these currents can damage our power grids. This power grid system can be damaged. This was not existing say 1000 years back. So, we could not know, but now since these magnetic these grid systems, power grid systems are there in every country, they can be damaged by the currents which are produced by the decreasing magnetic field. More importantly, I told you that magnetic field acts like a shield. It prevents high energy particles from coming to the earth and affecting us. That is, we say that magnetic field acts as a shield. This shield could weaken because the magnetic field is decreasing. This shield could weaken, and this could allow high energy particles to reach the earth, to reach the surface of the earth and affect us. It's felt that if this happens, there will be a higher incidence of cancer on the earth, but this is just an idea. Nobody has calculated anything. Long term instability of the field before actual flip could pose greater danger to life and living. What do I mean by this? I showed you that the pole wandered here for a long time. That means, during this time the magnetic field was unstable, then it settled here and again it is moving around. So, if this moves around considerably, then the magnetic field of the earth is unstable, and this unstable magnetic field before actual flip could pose greater danger to life and living, again by producing currents and discharges and so on. So, in this lecture we saw a very important and very interesting, to me at least, topic of Earth's magnetic field, how it varies and how it could reverse, and it has reversed in the past several times. In fact, it has reversed in the past. In next time we continue with magnetism in the next lecture, and we shall study the properties of materials, magnetic properties of materials, and we shall classify them into ferromagnet, paramagnet and diamagnetic materials, and we shall also see some interesting phenomena which is connected with the properties of these materials.